getting ready to tip off our MVCC Junior Varsity Game of the Week. It'll be the Miamisburg Vikings all in white hosting the Fairmont Firebirds all in navy. Jared Bergstrom and Andy Horton bringing you tonight's contest from Miamisburg High School. Fairmont won the opening tip. And Fairmont not being able to get it inside the paint, really. Amstutz drives in, kicks it back out. Levere has it, now gives it back to Razor. Now gives it over to Jalen Razor. Amstutz is going to drive in. Razor's going to shoot a three, and it's no good. Defensive rebound for number 24, Gage Murphy, for the Vikings.
If you're a Fairmont fan, I'll tell you what, you probably like that set. You guys, you got a lot of good movement. You just missed the shot. I mean, you can't make them all.
As you see, Copsey drives, shoots a three and can't answer, but an offensive rebound for Murphy. His putback is good.
It's a good offensive rebound there by Murphy, able to get that back and put it up, get the easy score.
Razor has it back at the half-court logo for the Firebirds. Now back over to Levere. Razor working on board wine. Down low to Hillard, and he was fouled. And he'll go to the line for two.
And you know, Jared, in the game that we called on Tuesday, Hillard had a really good game. He played a lot in both the JV and the varsity game, and he was able to be in the right position in a lot of different scenarios and made a lot of big plays for the Firebirds.
Hillard's first free throw is up and good. Now you're going to see Jaden Razor check into the game for the Firebirds. Second free throw is no good, but an offensive rebound. Hillard gets it, kicks it back out to Jaden Razor, and he kicks it back out to Razor, back out to Razor. Jaden shoots a three, it's no good. And a hold is going to be called against, I believe that was Levere for the Firebirds.
And once again, just another situation where Hillard was in a good was in good position to get an offensive rebound. And once again, they weren't able to do anything with that. But you got to love his hustle.
2 minutes gone in JV, and Fairmont, or Miamisburg, is leading Fairmont 2-1. Razor steals that one after he went to block the pass, but just ended up taking it. Amstutz down out low to Hillard. Now you're going to see Razor gives it back over to Jaden Razor. Now back out to Amstutz. Over to Hillard in the corner. And I think Fairmont's content with taking as much time as they need to get a decent look. The first possession took 58 seconds off the clock as Razor's drive to the basket's no good. Defensive rebound there was, I believe, Sam Boardwine. And he has his shot blocked in the air by Hillard. Up court to Jaden Razor, and gives the Firebirds the lead.
That was a nice finish there by Razor. He was able to slow down, saw the defense coming, and was able to go up strong, get the finish.
Boardwine kicks it over to Murphy. Down to Hardacre. Back down to Murphy, out to, that is number 32, Luke Myers. His three is no good, but an offensive rebound for Boardwine for the Vikings. Down low to Myers, and his shot is blocked. Hillard, 2 blocked shots in the last 2 possessions for the Firebirds on defense.
Yeah, he's a really integral piece of like what they do on offense and on defense.
You see Levere's going to drive in, back out to Amstutz. Now back out to Jalen Razor. Amstutz is going to launch the three, and it's good.
That was a nice shot by Amstutz. They were able to get the good ball movement, got him open, able to knock down his jumper.
Fairmont on a 6-0 run since Miamisburg scored the first points of the game. Now Boardwine and Razor's going to be tagged for a foul.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness that Fairmont's had here early, and they've been crisp on both offense and defense.
That'll be his team's first foul of the half. Copsey gets the inbound. Now, when we did the Springboro Miamisburg, as Boardwine takes it from Copsey, when we did the JV game for Springboro and Miamisburg a couple weeks ago, Copsey and Boardwine took over that game in the second half and really turned it around for the Vikings as they were down 10 at one point in that first half. Amstutz is going to launch another three. It's no good.
Yeah, there are a couple of guys that you definitely have to watch when you're playing Miamisburg. They're very, very talented players.
Copsey's going to drive in all the way. Doesn't get, and they're going to call for a travel.
Wow, I'm surprised with that call.
There was a lot of contact through the paint, but
yeah, there was a lot of body contact. I would have expected the foul call, but they got him on a walk before.
Hellard has the ball in the corner, and he's double-teamed. Somehow he gets out of the double team, gives it down low to Levere. Levere's shot is no good. And Murphy comes away with the rebound for the Vikings.
Good toughness by Levere to be able to work his way down inside, but I think he rushed the shot a little. And there's Boardwine trying to break down his defender, kicks it out. No good. Offensive rebound, though.
Murphy and the putback, you can count it. And he's going to go to the line for the and one to give the Vikings back the lead.
And he knew when he put that one up, it was going in. He signaled it himself. He said, "That's mine. Count that."
I think he was a little too far away to be for sure calling that and one.
I probably agree, Jared, but you got to like the confidence from the young fella.
And he connects on it. That foul was on Levere. That would be his second, team's third. And Fairmont or Miamisburg forces a turnover. Boardwine intercepts the half-court pass, and that shot rims out. But another offensive rebound by Sammy Freeze.
Yeah, Hellard was trying to get a long outlet pass, and he got intercepted by Boardwine.
And the possession arrow goes in favor of Miamisburg. Long inbound pass goes out to Murphy.
He's being guarded by Hicks.
Out to Myers. Myers hit a couple threes in the game against Springboro a few weeks ago, too. Boardwine guarded by Jalen Razor. Takes the screen from Murphy, and he had the back door if he wanted to. Boardwine gets his offensive rebound, misses that shot, and I think Levere comes away with the rebound, and the jump ball is called in favor of Fairmont.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I kind of thought that Boardwine was the first one to touch it after he threw up the air ball. I mean, maybe he got it knocked away or something, but I kind of thought that was a travel there by Boardwine.
Razor trying to make a move on Freeze. Gives it back out to Jalen Razor. Gives it back out, kicks it out to Levi Sherwood, and he traveled before he could get the shot off. .3 seconds left in the opening quarter of our MVCC Junior Varsity Game of the Week finale for the 2019-2020 season. Razor pokes it away. 9.8 seconds left. Gives it off to Sherwood. Drive into the paint, and it's swatted away by Myers with 3.6 seconds left.
That was really good awareness by Myers.
Block. Razor set to inbound, 3.6 seconds left. Heller gives it back to him. Razor drives, just pulls up from the free throw, or inside the three-point line, and the shot's no good. And at the end of the first quarter, Miamisburg leading 7-6.
You know, if I'm Fairmont and that's the last shot I get, I think I'm pretty happy. It was a pretty good shot. You know, it's just not able to fall. The last couple of games we've watched, Razor's kind of had issues putting the ball in the basket. We know he's a very good, capable scorer. Just not really falling for him right now.
So coming out, start the second quarter. If you're Miamisburg, you've got to try and work stuff more towards the basket. They're settling for a lot of outside shots.
Yeah, they're not getting a ton of quality inside looks, and it's showing. I mean, they only have 7 points, and they're okay because Fairmont only has 6. But you know, you definitely want better output by your offense.
Miamisburg will have the ball to start this second quarter. The possession there will be in favor of the Vikings as well. Copsey trying to get some separation, gives it off to Murphy. Murphy guarded by Hicks. Kicks it over in the corner, Boardwine. And I think Fairmont's content with leaving all 5 shooters outside the three-point line.
Yeah, they haven't. Miamisburg hasn't had a ton of success out there early, so I think they're kind of okay with letting them shoot those.
Boardwine over. Now he's going to drive in, pulls up, and what a swat away by Hicks. And Boardwine, and that's the issue with Boardwine that we had in the Springboro game. He just, if he forces it, or if he turns the ball over, he just gets right back into the play, and he's too upset with himself.
Yeah, but he looked to get a little bit frustrated and then makes a bad foul.
Hellard's going to kick it over to Sherwood in the corner for 3. It's nothing but net.
And Sherwood is a really good shooter. You got to stay in the shooting pocket at all times, or he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, I think he made 3 or 4 threes in the second half against Centerville on Tuesday. Razor tries to poke the ball away, gives it down low to Myers. Myers kicks it out to Freeze, and I think offensive 3 seconds. Is either going to be that or a travel.
That's a tough call. That's a tough possession for Miamisburg because Boardwine was able to, he had the fancy dribble, was able to get inside, had a nice pass, but then they were never able to actually get a shot attempt up.
And look at the big man Hellard bringing the ball up the court with authority. Going to give it off to Sherwood. He's going to kick it out to Razor. That's Jaden Razor now. He kicks it back out to Jalen.
Yeah, you wouldn't normally want him bringing it up, but every once in a while in a pinch, he can do it for you.
Down low to Hillard. Back out to Sherwood. Now Sherwood, he's guarded by Boardwine. Or no, that was Freeze, actually. And Sherwood lost it on the way up.
And then they're going to say that Freeze stepped out of bounds.
That is... it didn't look like he stepped out of bounds from our angle, but like we say, we're not wearing the stripes. And what a turnover there off the inbound pass, and Boardwine's going to go all the way coast to coast.
Yeah, that was a bad pass by Sherwood, and Boardwine was able to get the easy interception, take it down for an uncontested layup.
Ties the game at 9 apiece, just under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Heller's going to drive in, kicks it over. Sherwood, step back, drive through the paint, and his shot is no good. Hellard, offensive rebound, putback's no good. What a rebound there by Copsey.
Yeah, he had Hicks all over him, and he almost pried it away, but good toughness to be able to hang on to it.
Caudill's going to drive in, kicks it out to Murphy in the corner, guarded by Hicks. And I thought Hicks was out of bounds when he touched the ball, but he pokes it away. Up court to Jaden Razor. Layup is no good.
I agree. I definitely thought he was out of bounds, but
Boardwine, what a floater.
And you know, not nearly as athletic not nearly as explosive, but he has a hint of Russell Westbrook in his game. He gets the ball and he's straight to the basket. You know, he's quick about it. He doesn't waste a lot of time. He's always attacking.
He's just not going to take 45 shots a game.
That is true.
But I mean, that was a beautiful floater he hit. He pulled up just from the free throw line and just pushed it.
Yeah, and he's hit a variety of different types of acrobatic layups so far tonight.
And out of the Miamisburg time. And really, I'm not questioning Miamisburg's coaching style or anything like that, but your team's on a 6-2 run. Why call a timeout? It slows down your momentum.
That's true. I've heard that a lot, but also I've heard from different coaches a lot, specifically Wright State's coach, Scott Nagy. He says he likes to take timeouts after good things so you can set the defense. So I don't know.
Sherwood left wide open, and he drills his second three of the quarter.
That's a different perspective, but that was a great shot by Sherwood. We're talking about you can't leave him open. It's the second time he's made him pay in this quarter.
And with the timeout thing, I've also been down at the scores table before, and I've heard coaches tell them, like, if we make a bucket, I want a timeout coming down to the refs. So maybe it was a planned timeout. Boardwine pulls up. His shot's no good. Kick over to Jalen Razor in the corner. Now over to Jaden. And if you're Miamisburg right now, you don't want Sherwood to get the ball, and he has it guarded by Freeze. He's going to drive in, gets the shot off, but no good.
And, man, he's been really aggressive here in the second quarter. I like to see it from Sherwood. He's a very capable scorer, very good at putting it in the basket from different areas. He's struggling inside the arc right now, but he's found his shot from deep.
Three on the other end by Copsey is no good for the Vikings.
Sherwood got the defensive rebound.
Cross court to Jaden Razor. Now back out to Sherwood. And Fairmont, let's see if they go back to taking some time off the clock like they did in the first quarter. Cross court Sherwood. Sherwood, he's just going to shoot it all night. Hellard with an offensive rebound. Hicks is going to shoot a three.
Good late contest there by Murphy. He's able to disrupt the shot.
Freeze down low to Myers. Myers' shot is good.
Nice soft touch by Myers inside. Was able to get the pass, steps through the lane, and puts it up on the other side.
Back and forth we go, just trading off 1 point lead so far in the first half as we approach 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Down low, Sherwood left wide open, and that's just a defensive breakdown there by the Vikings.
Yeah, that was also a very good pass by Razor. He was patient, didn't give away his man's cut, and then found him at the right time for the easy layup.
Down low, back door, and Murphy's going to go to the line for the and one. The second and one he's called himself today.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good so far. That's, like you said, his second and one. This is the second and one opportunity of the day. He's finding his room inside.
A minute 44 left. He's at the line to possibly put the Vikings up 2. Free throw is up, and it rims out, and Jalen Razor comes away with the rebound for the Firebirds. LaVere, first time he's been back in the game since those 2 fouls, gives it off Hellard. And Hellard, what a nice jumper there by Hellard.
Yeah, a little 6-8 foot jumper. He had the room, puts it up, and nice easy finish. Soft touch on the shot.
Puts the Firebirds back up by 1. Murphy from the free throw line, no good. And what a box out. I mean, we keep calling Hellard's name, but he's definitely leaving his fingerprints all over this game. Amstutz calls it for it in the corner. His shot's no good.
There's a quick release on Amstutz. Maybe a little rushed.
Boardwine. I've seen him dribble into stuff like this, and he's turned it over a few times, trying to make a move, and he gets by LaVere. High off the glass is no good.
Yeah, he's very confident in his ability to break down defenders and get by, but sometimes he dribbles too much.
Fairmont's going to call a timeout with 40.3 seconds left. I would assume that this is probably going to be the timeout to hold it for the last shot.
I feel like I'd probably agree. You're probably going to want to get the ball, work it around a little bit, and then find some space for Sherwood, because that seems to be the guy they're going to right now, especially here in the second quarter.
You just don't want to go into the half without the lead. You got the lead with 40.3 seconds left.
For sure, Jared. You don't want to force anything or rush anything and end up turning the ball over, and they get an easy opportunity to take the lead.
Out of the Firebirds timeout, you're going to have Sherwood inbounding to Jalen Razor. And Miamisburg is not going to put any pressure on this at all.
Now Sherwood stands in the corner.
And really, Sherwood might be the one that I want taking the last shot.
Yeah, he's been very effective so far here. In
2 for 3 from threes in this quarter, and the third one rimmed out. But you got to get away from the half-court line. 15 seconds left. Normally you'd want to go about 10 so you can give yourself a second chance if you get a rebound.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're looking for Sherwood. Razor's going to drive in. 7 seconds. Kicked out to Amstutz. Sherwood pulls up, and it looked like he was fouled.
Sherwood double clutched it there at the end. Was not able to get a very clean look. And that'll do it for you, folks. 16-15 going into the half. Welcome back here to Miamisburg High School. Getting ready to kick off our second half of the MVCC Junior Varsity Game of the Week finale for the 2019-2020 season. Fairmont leading 16-15 over the Vikings. Andy, what did the Miamisburg have to work on at halftime, you think? Well, as an offensive-minded individual, I'm often going to say offense, so I'm going to once again say offense. I think they got to move the ball a little bit better. They got to get into their sets a little earlier, and they got to have a little bit better shot selection. They had a few shots that were swatted, and Boardwine put up a few that were questionable shots last half. So all in all, it was a pretty good half, but I think they need to pick it up on the offensive end a little bit more. And what do you think Fairmont needs to do, Jared?
I think Fairmont needs to maybe pressure a little bit more on the offense or on the defensive end, but also they need to speed it up offensively. They're taking a lot of time off the clock. Granted, they made a lot of their shots in the beginning, but towards the end of that first half, they didn't make as many as what they did. And I think that's something they're going to have to work on, is maybe not necessarily speeding the game up, but maybe getting quicker shot selections. As that pass is intercepted by Jalen Razor, he's going to go all the way, and it gets in with a friendly roll.
I thought that one was going to roll out like the one in the first half did, Jared.
Puts the Firebirds up now 19-15. While we were discussing, Luke Myers had picked up his second foul for the Vikings.
Definitely something to watch. Definitely not in foul trouble yet, but he's an important player for him.
What a clear out. I mean, number 12 for the Vikings, Hardacre, didn't make the shot, but he got the four Firebirds around him up in the air with that hesitation.
And I'll tell you what, Jared, that was set up by Boardwine, and we were talking about how he has a fancy dribble in the first half. He has a tight handle, and he's able to put the ball in tight places. He kind of faked that one and got his guy open. Wasn't able to finish, but it was a good look.
And Miamisburg turns it over there back to the Firebirds, and Miamisburg quickly calls a timeout.
Yeah, coach is probably saying, look, guys, we just got to settle in. Like, it's a one, or we don't want to lose this thing. It was a 1-point game at half. Now it's 4. We got to lock in.
Yeah, both of these teams coming in seem, I mean, just the eye test between both and the schools we've covered, or the games we've covered, they seem pretty much even. You would think up and down the roster.
Yeah, fairly even, and I like how both teams have a couple of different players that play a lot of minutes on both JV and varsity. We saw Desan Doucette, who's out there right now. He had a big impact, made the game-winning shot in the varsity game the other night. So I like the fact that they got guys that play a lot of minutes, that get a lot of experience, and you know, the more experience you have, the better equipped you are. So. And
Doucette with his own miss gets his third. Oh no, that one gets poked away by Copsey, but almost got his third offensive rebound in a row. And yeah, and this might be for players that don't get to play it that much in varsity, it just warming them up. As Sherwood comes away with a strong board for the Firebirds defensively, it just warms them up for the varsity game, so they don't have to come in and come out from cold.
Yeah, and you really got to like this on Doucette. He's not like
but what a swat there by Luke Myers as Soder went up for a shot, the other JV varsity player.
But yeah, Desan Doucette, he's not like a big player, like a massive player or anything. He's only 6'3", but he's got an impressive wingspan. He's got broad shoulders, and he's got quick feet, so he's very good at staying in front of the guy he's guarding when he's on defense.
Doucette's going to shoot a 3, and he misses, but an offensive rebound for Hilliard. Gives it back out to Jalen Razor. Approach 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Ball poked away and taken away by the Vikings. And that one's swatted away, but Boardwine corrals it. Gives it back. Deep 3 for Murphy, and it hits the front of the iron. Soder with the rebound. Numbers for the Firebirds. And Murphy swats it away. It goes out of bounds off of him, but he closed down on that easy fast break layup.
That was really good defense on Murphy, and it looks like he might have hurt himself, either an ankle or maybe
yeah, he's
knee.
Going right to the trainer.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's just going to get his water.
He's not feeling
And now
good.
the trainer's going to make him go back to the locker room, and they're going to look at it.
Gotta hope he's okay. That was a great defensive stand by Murphy.
Kicks it back out, Hillard. Looking for somebody to finally gives it off to Sherwood. Doucette, guarded by Boardwine, kicks it out to Hillard. Now back out to Sherwood, now over to Razor. Sherwood left wide open from the screen from Hillard, and he misses, but Soder with the offensive board. Doucette drives in, off the glass, counted and one.
That was such a nice move by Doucette. He was able to get the ball in the high post. He got the ball, one dribble spin move to the rim, easy finish. Taking it strong to the basket.
And Miamisburg still held scoreless here in this third quarter. Fairmont outscoring them 5-0 here. 3:15 left in the third.
Yeah, Miamisburg is going to have to figure out a way to put points on the board, whether that's Boardwine or getting somebody else involved. They're just having a lot of issues right now. They're going to call a foul on Razor.
That'll be his second.
You know, Boardwine is so hard to defend. He makes you, he brings the ball up so fast. He's so quick with the ball. He forces the defense to, and the pressure. It's hard for them to contain.
Boardwine gets the inbound from the backcourt.
And there's a nice cut by Boardwine. Got to the rim, but wasn't able to finish.
And he got Doucette in the air. And what a block. And they're going to call a foul. But I thought that was a perfect trailing block there by Myers for the Vikings.
Yeah, I thought the pass was a little too far ahead, but then Razor came out of nowhere and snagged it. Was able to put it up off the glass, no good, but he's going to go to the line for 2.
He got down there rather quickly because he looked like he had to hesitate and stop as Razor makes the first of the free throws.
Yeah, I looked down the court a little slow, so I didn't see him when the pass was made. I thought it was going over everyone's head, and then
he
jumped up out of nowhere and grabbed it.
He was standing right in the paint, right to the right of the basket, and I thought it was going to go out of bounds, but somehow corralled it. Boardwine up court to Caudill. Over to Myers. Boardwine's going to drive in, back out to Myers.
First we're seeing of Ryan Soder today.
And Soder's going to be tagged for a reach-in foul.
Firebirds are taking turns guarding Boardwine.
And if you give it time, nobody will have to guard it and he'll turn it over. Sometimes he's too quick for himself. Offensive rebound, and look at Amstutz with the deny. Doucette over to Razor. 3 is short. Boardwine that's Copsey with the rebound.
That was really good defense by Fairmont. Miamisburg is having a lot of issues getting spacing in their offense right now, turning into a lot of blocked shots by Fairmont, and it's causing them a lot of issues right now.
Amstutz called for the foul for the Firebirds, his first, team's third of the half. First one is up and good, and Miamisburg finally scores in the second half. 2:17 left in the third quarter, and they finally get on the board. You see number 12, Noah Hardacre, checks into the game for Caudill for the Vikings. Second one is up and good for Copsey. His older brother, Luke, on the varsity team. I remember when he was a freshman on the JV team making plays like his younger brother. Doucette's shot is no good, but an offensive rebound, and Hillard's going to go to the line for 2.
So what you're saying is you can tell their family.
Yeah, and just not by the last name. That'll be number 4 on Luke Myers. He's going to come out, and they're going to send in Will Zanatelli for him to replace him. Hillard's first free throw's up and no good.
Having some issues at the line so far in this game. I think that's his second, maybe third miss.
I think it's his third, because he shot free throws earlier in the first quarter and misses that one. But an offensive rebound, Soder kicks out to Amstutz, back out to Razor. Razor step back 3 is no good, but another offensive rebound, Hillard. And they're going to call a travel. I thought at least he was going to be fouled on the way up.
Yeah, I don't like the call. I thought it was blocked as he was gathering to go up, but
it looked like his arm was pulled down from the side. But again, we're not the Zebras on the court. Boardwine takes the screen from Zanatelli. And see right there, granted, Boardwine got the foul, but he should have given it to Zanatelli. Both people committed.
He should have. At the same time, he trusts himself so much. He's so crafty at being able to create contact and get to the line. You know, his coach he's been letting him do it all year. So I guess why stop now?
Last game of the regular season. I guess it don't matter at this point. We'll see if Boardwine will make the varsity roster for the playoffs, which start next Friday, the 21st. Kick over to Razor in the corner, back out to Doucette. Under a minute and a half left in the third. Doucette almost got a nice jumper to fall.
Yeah, that was a good ability by Doucette to be able to clear some room, get inside, but not quite able to finish.
Boardwine pulls up, his shot's no good. Ball still loose, but corralled by Copsey of the Vikings. And now Boardwine will regroup.
I thought he was about to step up and shoot that.
I did too, and I was like, ooh.
He looked like he wanted it.
If he takes time here, he has a mismatch advantage. He could blow by Hillard if he wanted to.
And he looks like he was about to shoot it again. He wants to pull up on him.
And Copsey's going to shoot a deep three, finds the front of the iron, and Hellard comes up with the rim. Up court to Doucette. Doucette's going to go all the way. Can't get it at the rim. It looked like it might have been blocked.
Not able to finish. Doucette. It was a good attempt, but it was also good defense.
Look at Amstutz swatted that one away. Doucette all the way up court to Soder. 26 seconds left. Soder can't get the easy
By
layup to fall.
himself, and he blows it. Ryan Soder is going to be kicking himself later, and then the hustle to get back on defense, knock the ball away from Boardwine.
I think he realizes the coach is going to yell at him, so he better get back and make something good happen so he can maybe get the coach to forget that missed layup.
Yes, sir.
Amstutz comes away with it, gives it off to Soder. It's poked out of bounds, though, by Hardacre for the Vikings.
Quick hands by Hardacre, but I really like that defense. We've seen it a few different times now from Fairmont over the last couple games where they'll start out in a basic zone, and then coach will shout something, and then they go into a trap, and it's worked very effectively.
Doucette gives it off to Hellard. Hellard's shot is good. 3 seconds left. Boardwine shot is off, and it's just short. And that's how the third quarter ends. Miamisburg trailing 25-19 to the Firebirds here at home, the last home game for the Vikings of the season. Now it's going to be questionable to see how does Miamisburg get a couple stops defensively here to get back into the game.
I mean, not only a couple stops. I mean, they also had to start scoring the basketball. They only had 4 points there in that quarter. That's a rough one. We've had a very low-scoring game so far, but if Miamisburg is going to come back and have a chance to win this one, they're going to have to start putting points up, and they're going to have to do it in a hurry.
Yeah, only 13 points scored in the quarter, 9 for Fairmont, 4 for Miamisburg, so definitely, like you said, a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I think coach is probably drawing up a couple pick and rolls or something to get the ball moving, get the defense to move around and find an open lane or a cut, something to get this offense going.
We'll see what Coach Overmeyer drew up as Miamisburg will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Boardwine going to bring it all up the court, and you're going to see number 13, Daryl Cooper, for the first time in the game for the Vikings. Boardwine's three is no good.
It looked like a good shot. He was open, but it was short.
Sherwood kicks it out to Hicks. Kicks it over to, back to Sherwood. Razor three on the other end is good, and what a bank.
And the bank is open at 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Friday. I didn't know.
Bank closed 2 hours ago. Boardwine step back three, can't answer with one of his own. Razor with the board. Gives it off, and I don't think Hicks wasn't ready for that.
No,
that was a bad pass by Razor.
Oh, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it was a good pass by Razor. I think Hicks has to be ready for the catch. You got a 3-on-1. You got to think that your guy's probably going to drop it off to either you or your other runner.
I think he was hoping it was the other runner. Hicks looked winded running up the court, so he looked like he was gasping for breath as Boardwine's going to drive in, and Hicks comes away. No, he doesn't. I thought he was going to get that rebound.
There's a good attempt by Boardwine, but he's taking it up in a lot of traffic right now. There's a really tough defense there by Fairmont. Razor almost got the steal at the beginning when Boardwine first got it, and then just a lot of great hustle play inside by Fairmont.
Copsey gets the bucket. Hold on, I thought it was in. That one rimmed out.
That one hit every part of the rim and bounced out.
Gustweiler coming up with the rebound for the Firebirds, and he was fouled.
He didn't look too happy about all that contact.
Foul is on number 13, Daryl Cooper for the Vikings. Kick it over to number 10, Logan Adams.
And they're going to call a travel as Adams took a extra step before he put the ball on the floor.
Copsey over to Murphy. Murphy back to Copsey. He's going to drive back door. Had a clear lane. Out to Murphy. Down to Zanatelli. His shot's no good. Adams with a rebound.
You know, some of these mistakes could really come back to haunt Fairmont if Miamisburg was just able to put the ball in the basket. They're going to call a push on defense.
Foul was on Cooper again. His second. Sherwood inbounds to Razor. Cross court to Adams. And now I think you're going to see Fairmont try and do the stall tactic. Sherwood kicks out to Gustweiler, back out to Adams. Let's take as much time to find the perfect shot as Razor loses it and he travels.
Yeah, I think Razor just kind of tripped up over his own feet on that. And that's another turnover that could be costly if Miamisburg can get a couple buckets.
Adams is going to check back out of the game. Amstutz is going to come in for him. Under 5 minutes left to go. An 8-point game. Back over to Boardwine over Cooper. Cooper looked like he hesitated. Copsey could have shot that 3 too. Copsey's going to drive in and he's going to be fouled.
They're going to call the foul, but I think they definitely could have called a jump ball as you had two Firebirds in there with their hands up. I didn't really see a foul on that.
They call the foul on Hicks.
Miamisburg will take it as this is an opportunity for their first points of the quarter.
First one's up and good. Cuts it to an 8-point game. Now you're going to see Myers checks back out of the game. I didn't see his replacement. Second one is up and good. It's a 7-point game. 4:43 left to go in the game. Inbound pass goes to Gustweiler. Gives it back to Jaden Razor. Going to drive out. Now Amstutz going to drive all the way in. What a shot off the glass, no good.
There's a good attempt by Amstutz. He had a lot of room, but it was a wild attempt.
And Gustweiler's going to be called for the foul there. 6 fouls.
Senior night parents who are participating in senior night tonight, please report underneath the scoreboard near the student section. Student night parents, senior night parents, thank you.
4:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. Miamisburg trying to cut the 7-point lead down. Backdoor cut to Murphy. Murphy off the glass, can't get it to fall.
And then that one, I think that they definitely could have called a foul against Amstutz.
Amstutz with the rebound and tries to save it from going out of bounds. Miamisburg, Cooper drives in. And what a steal by Sherwood. Up court to Levere. Levere off the glass is good, and it ends the Firebird scoring drought.
That was an excellent steal by Sherwood. And Levere able to slow it down and finish with a nice layup high off the glass.
Fairmont now leading back up 9, 30-21. Under 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
So if you're Miamisburg, Jared, where are you trying to go in these late stages?
You looking for a specific player? Or,
Yes.
Well, it's going to have to either be Boardwine or Copsey. But, I mean, if you want a more generic answer, you just got to drive to the hoop and hope you get fouled. Trying to make up 9 points is a little bit harder under 4 minutes when you've not been able to get the ball to find the rim or find the bottom of the basket.
Also, when Fairmont, at this point in the game, they're going to start slowing it down, trying to just chew up some clock. They're probably not going to be trying to drive a lot, so you're going to have minimal possessions to come back and win this game.
Miamisburg set to inbound, and Fairmont's going to come out and play kind of a full court defense here. Not going to let the Vikings come up court easily with this. And I've seen this diamond pressure, and what a steal there. You could have read that one coming. Yeah. And Razor almost turned it over there, just trying to get shifty with the dribbles. Razor, 3 on the way is no good. And that's a bad possession there for the Firebirds. You had enough time. You could have taken some more time off the clock. Boardwine drive to the paint, and he gets the bucket to fall back to a 7-point game, under 3.5.
For sure, Jared. You didn't want to take that shot if you're the Firebirds, but now
Miamisburg forces the turnover. Copsey can't answer. Offensive rebound and the putback for.
And if you're Sherwood, you have to take better care of the ball right there. Razor needs to watch out.
I did not.
And Fairmont is going to call the timeout. Smart timeout call by the coach.
It was a 9-point lead with 3:23 left in the fourth. Now it's just a 5-point game with 3:06.
Yeah, and the Fairmont coach is not happy. He's giving his team a little bit of what for about what just happened. Like, guys, we have this game secured. If we can just hang on to the ball, this is us. And then they go out. Not only do they play bad defense, and then like the very next possession, they turn the ball over to let up an easy second chance layup.
Fairmont has got to slow it down here. Trying to hold on to win this one. Up 5, 30 to 25, 3:06 left.
And if you're the Vikings, it's starting to look like some pressure defense, and another strong dose of board wine might be what you need to get yourself over the top and back in this game.
Fairmont inbounds under their own basket, and see if Boardwine was paying attention, he could have got that ball. Oh, that's not even Boardwine. Boardwine's not on the court. That's is number 11. That's Sam Freeze. Fairmont almost threw it away there. Razor over. Amstutz's 3 is good.
And that's a big shot by Ames. That's probably the biggest shot he's hit all season long.
5-point lead, back out to 8 for the Firebirds. Under 2, or just about 2:30 left. And Levere's going to be called for the foul. That's going to be his third.
Copsey, he gets the ball and he attacks the rim. He does it with a lot of force. It's hard to slow him down. He's able to draw the foul.
Copsey at the line for 2. First one is up and almost gets it to fall, but no good.
That was the Kawhi bounce from last season, Jared, except Kawhi's bounced in.
Second one is up and good. Cuts it back to a 7-point game, 2:38 left. And you would think Miamisburg would come up and play a little bit better defense on the inbound.
Yeah, especially because earlier, just a couple minutes ago, they got a layup because of pressure defense.
Sherwood's going to drive, kicks it out to Amstutz, over to Razor. And Fairmont's just going to keep passing it around as much as they can. Razor back to Amstutz. Ball poked away, and it's going to go back to the Vikings.
That was a really good defense by, it was a really good trap there by Fries and by Boardwalk. They're able to get the ball back. Boardwine.
Boardwine takes the screen from Murphy, gives it up back to Murphy. Murphy all the way to the paint, and it's good.
And that was a really nice take by Murphy. He, from the very first step, he had a little bit of advantage on his defender. And
Miamisburg forces a turnover. Copsey's 3 on the way is no good.
That's the second time in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
And Fairmont calls a timeout, 1:40 left, a 5-point game here as we approach the final possessions of the MVCC Junior Varsity Game of the Week.
And that's the second time here in the last 2 or 3 minutes, Jared, where Amstutz and Sherwood have combined to turn the ball over again, and they're causing issues for their team right now. They got a 5-point lead, but you can't keep turning the ball over if you expect to get out of this game with a victory.
Minute 40 left here in Miamisburg. 33-28 lead the Firebirds. You see crowd shots, the band starting to file its way in for the last home game of the regular season, the last game of the regular season for almost the entire Miami Valley. It's going to be senior night for varsity night, or senior night for the varsity game here. Miamisburg's graduating 5 seniors.
And that's going to be a big chunk of their team, and they've been very successful this season, and that's going to, take a big toll on this program.
And it's interesting. One of them's the coach's son, and one of them's the athletic director's son. Both of their kids seniors this season.
And Fairmont, they had to be careful because they almost turned it over again, as Razor was just fortunately able to throw that thing over his head to Sherwood. They were able to hang on to that.
He's lucky Sherwood's that tall.
Yeah, that thing might have gone over his head, and that would have been another turnover.
Amstutz at the line, and 1-1 is up, is good. Back out to a 6-point game.
Amstutz not feeling the pressure of the moment.
Second one is up and no good. That's Hardacre comes away with the rebound. Boardwine up court, under a minute and a half left. Miamisburg's got to get something going to the basket or got to get a 3 off. Boardwine's going to drive all the way.
He's going to get fouled on his way to the rim. A minute 20 left, a chance to cut it to 4.
Foul was on Levi Sherwood, his first, team's 8th. So 1-1 here for Boardwine. He has to make both to cut it. It'll be a 4-point game. Boardwine's first one is up and good. Second one is up, and it's good. It's a 4-point game. Miamisburg, a minute 20, and they come out and play a full court defense. Sherwood up court, and they're going to call him for the foul. That's going to be on number 12, Hardacre. It'll be his first.
Hardacre was riding him up the court, very physical.
He was holding his hand up the court. Surprised the foul wasn't called any sooner. Sherwood at the line, 1-1. First one's up, hits the back of the iron, and gets the friendly roll.
Touched every part of the rim. We've had a bunch of different balls that are just rolling around there, making it interesting.
Second one is up and no good. Only a 5-point game. A minute 15 left. Still don't have a number 3 on our roster for the Vikings, so we don't know who that is. Oh, and Cop Murphy couldn't get that one to fall. Up court to Razor, and they throw it away. That you talked about that, Fairmont making the errant passes.
And I'm pretty sure they did that on Tuesday night as well. They had at least one pass where it was just like that. Razor was out. I think it might have been the other Razor. He was out, had an easy layup, and they just turned it over because of carelessness and lackadaisical passing.
And what a swat away by Razor. Boardwine's going to have to get something. 48 seconds left. Kick out. Murphy's 3 on the way is no good. Offensive rebound by Murphy. Gets the shot off the glass, no good. Murphy gets a 3rd offensive rebound. Boardwine, corner 3 is no good. He gets his rebound and he stays in bounds, and the coach calls a timeout. 35.5 seconds left.
And that's why
we can catch our breath.
And that's why you follow your shot when you shoot, Jared, because if Murphy didn't follow his shot when he took that 3-pointer, that doesn't happen. They're getting multiple different opportunities because of Murphy's hustle right now.
Right, and really, Miamisburg when they brought the ball up initially, they took way too much time, almost 10 seconds bringing the ball up the court. You got to get up quicker than that. You're down 5. You're not down a single possession. There's not a 5-point shot in basketball.
Yeah, it's almost as if, they don't quite realize what the time is. And I just heard the Fairmont coach ask how many timeouts do we have, so it sounds like maybe they're going to take a timeout if they're able to get a stop here and reset their defense.
Copsey set to inbound. If I'm Miamisburg, I wouldn't want him inbounding. He's been the one. He's hit 2 big threes in this game. I would want him on. Inbound pass goes to Murphy. Murphy shoots the 3 on the way. It's no good. Offensive rebound for number 3 of the Vikings. Caudill's shot is no good, and Sherwood comes away with a rebound.
They're unable to foul, and then they get to him late, right before he makes the pass. Now Sherwood, who's hit a lot of big shots this season for Fairmont, and especially the last couple games, he's going to step to the line with the opportunity to make it a 7-point game.
1-1 still, though, for the Vikings, so they've got that in their favor. Sherwood went 1 for 1 the last time. And he misses the first one. Boardwine, and Boardwine throws it away.
He's going to go to get the rebound, but it looks like him and Razor run into each other, and he's never able to secure it. It's good hustle by Razor.
And Fairmont's going to call a timeout. Kind of an unnecessary timeout. You're up 5. You got the ball underneath your own rim. 20 seconds left.
Yeah, coach is just trying to be careful. And now
they're bringing in height. Hicks is going to come in. It'll be interesting to see who he replaces.
He's definitely the tallest player on their JV roster.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
And interesting, now they're going to have Sherwood inbounding.
2 of the tallest people on JV. You're going to have him inbound to Hicks. You can see it happening. Got to get it in if you're Sherwood. And the ball, Sherwood.
It's deflected, and Miamisburg is going to come up with it. Now number 12 is going to check into the game.
Hardacre is going to come in for the Vikings.
You must assume that Hardacre is a shooter.
But Miamisburg has got to get the ball up court if they want to have a shot at this. They're down 2, or they're down 5. Murphy's shot is no good.
It drives right into Hicks and isn't able to get anything. Then Sherwood with the rebound. And this one, Sherwood is going to have the ability to ice it on these free throws.
If he can make, well, really, at this point, it's make either one. 10.2 seconds left. Shooting 2. You see number 4, Jordan Harbeck, at the line. First one's up and good, and he's going to replace Amstutz. Amstutz is going to walk off the court for the final time this season, as this is the last junior varsity game for both of these squads. A handful will make the varsity roster for tournament run. Up court to Boardwine, and see, they're just going too slow. His 3 up on the way, it's no good.
And
Murphy,
you know, Jared, I think Boardwine might have double dribbled there, and it looked like Murphy might have had a travel there at the end. But it doesn't matter in the end, as the Firebirds are going to walk away with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, Fairmont wins your MVCC Junior Varsity Game of the Week finale, 36-30 on the road here at Miamisburg. We're going to throw it down for senior night and the rest of the festivities before we get ready for the varsity action between the 2 schools.